Welcome. Happy Saturday to you. How's it going, everybody? Good to be here. It is February 26th, 2022, 8:34 p.m. here on the West Coast. Good to be here. Good to see you. How's everybody doing? Gather on in. Got a good show for you tonight. What I think is a good show and what you think is a good show may be different. But we're going to go with what I think is a good show, and that's what I'm going to call it a good show. At least I hope that's what you think. Happy Sabbath. And I know somebody in the comments are going to go, Josh, Saturday really isn't the Sabbath for Christians. And I'd be like, okay, I heard you. I get it. It's amazing how fast we get put on, everybody can't make one little slip up, you'll hear about it. One little slip up, and you're going to hear about it. That's just the way it works. And we do have a Hank the Tank update for you, no question about it. Rachel Wolf, thank you for being here. Let's just settle on in here. Grab your drink of choice, water, cold water, ice cold water. I'm a big fan of ice water. I always have been. I don't know why. I don't like chewing ice though. People that chew ice scare me. Like I have a legitimate problem with ice chewers. It bothers me. I feel that if you can chomp on blocks of ice like that, you're not really somebody I want to associate with. You think about that, huh? You ever see or people that bite uh, ice cream? Got major problems. Scares me. I've witnessed it myself many times, where somebody just mid sentence, they're just eating their ice cream, and then all of a sudden, um, the top is gone. George Jefferson. They turn that little ice cream delight into a convertible. Um, yeah, that is. Are we here to talk about the necessity of bears? I don't know. Are we? We're here to talk about a lot of stuff. That's what we're here to talk about. But there may be some bear talk along the way if you stick around long enough. Okay, that's right. George Jefferson. Top taken right off. I've seen it. You've seen it too. Don't tell me you haven't seen it. We've all. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. And before we start, I would like to welcome our newest member to the family, Mimi J2. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We will cover Pizza Bear here just in a second. There is an update on him. Once again, everybody, keep your thoughts and prayers with the people of Ukraine, a sovereign nation that has a democratically elected president, and that no other country has any right to invade a sovereign nation unprovoked. And that is what's happening. That's the long and short of it. The people of Ukraine deserve better. I see the Russian people are not too happy as well, and hopefully this comes to a resolution sooner than later, and the bloodshed is limited. Although I fear that this could drag. Um, it's a shame. It's a shame. I I don't have like I said, I don't have a lot of opinions other than what's going on as a humanitarian issue and not a political issue. Uh, if you think that the president of the United States, before, after, previously, look, this has been going on for 5 presidents, maybe longer, and the one responsible for this is Vladimir Putin, a ruthless dictator who changes the laws and does what he likes. He changes the laws of his own country, a country that puts out almost nothing economically, a country that he has ran into the ground, a country that he has isolated from the rest of the world because he is upset about the fall of the USSR many, many years ago. And he is despicable for the things that he is doing. Most thought maybe over the years he had better sense, that he was mostly just talk, but he's a bitter old man who feels that Ukraine is a better country than Russia, which it is. And the thing about that is he says he wants that land back, but Russia as it sits is already like 6.6 million square miles, 6.6 million square miles, most of it of frozen tundra. You have Moscow and the Kremlin. And if you look there, everything looks kind of nice. But if you venture, say, 2 miles outside of that, you will see poverty and devastation. And the reason you'll see poverty and devastation is that the people are poor, the government is rich, they spend all their money on things like military, nuclear weapons. And Vladimir Putin has now painted himself into a corner with the rest of the world. China calling for a ceasefire as of today or yesterday. That can't be good for them. So keep Ukraine in your thoughts and prayers. And hopefully they fight and fight hard and fight for your freedom. It is very, very, very sad. Very sad. Um, Once again, Mimi, thank you for joining. And Kimberly, thank you so much for that super chat. Spend on destruction, not building up people and resources. Well, that's the thing. If you know anything about Russia, their economy is smaller than Texas. They don't. They have nothing to offer the rest of the world because I mean they got lucky by sitting on a bunch of natural oil and gas. Other than that, they produce maybe bullets. I don't know, nothing of substance. And the Ukrainian people have done a wonderful job of creating a westernized country where they're free and they can elect leaders instead of Putin rigging every election that he's ever been a part of. And that's the truth. You can't speak out against Vladimir Putin. You cannot be opposed to his ideas publicly, or you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So let's keep them in your thoughts and prayer. Now, moving on to something a little more lighthearted, but equal. Well, I say equally as important. It's important to me. Um, we have a Hank the Tank update, and if you're ready, let's talk Hank. All right, are we saying that we can't hear? Is that what's going on? All right, let's do it again. Let's. I don't know. I swear, I hit. Okay, hold on. Give me a. Give me a second here. What StreamYard? I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Take a look at this problem. I thought we've settled this. I ran it through my soundboard. I didn't do exterior audio like you said. And now you're just telling me lies, saying that things are fixed when they're not. Telling me that, oh, we got it fixed, Mr. Diaz. You should be all good to go now. But you're not. You lied to me again. And I've stuck with it. And I've stuck with it. And I've stuck with it. And I get so weary and tired of these things happening. What in God's name does it matter if my camera is activated while I play internal audio to my audience? I hope you're listening, because I hate StreamYard. I hate StreamYard. This is a problem that needs to get fixed. I thought that we had this. Just give me one. Just give me a second. Just. I, hold on here. Hello, Peyton. Are you in the control room? I thought, and this could be my misinterpretation, but I thought when we were using our streaming software, uh, I believe we use StreamYard, not Restream, not whatever that Stream Labs, whatever, that we had settled on StreamYard. Yeah. And that over the months, we were going to work the kinks out with StreamYard. Yes. They're lying to me again, because they're telling me now, Mr. Producer, and I'm going to need you to figure this out, that they're telling me now that our interior audio is fixed. That if we want to play interior audio, stop, just wait, okay? Let me finish. Now, they're telling me that the interior audio can be played without a camera being active. So I do it tonight. And guess what? It didn't work again. I'm not, and here's the thing, I'm not even necessarily blaming you. I'm not. It's not, I don't really, we can't help if we're being sold a bill of goods, right? We can't, but it does affect the show quality. And now I have to stop and then check on this, because this is what you're going to have to work on the rest of the night. And I don't understand how we just take these things as the law. Like they just, okay, yeah, it's fixed. And then we didn't check it. Now that's partially my fault, but you got to get your guys back there and tell them to figure that out, because they're not listening to you. So I need you to head this up right now. please just handle it for me. I don't want to have this problem again. It's embarrassing. It sucks for the audience to have to sit through this. I don't know. I don't know how to rebound from this right now. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, bye. All right, back to the show. Okay. All right. I gotta tell you, I mean, this is just nuts. All right, so put a 1 in the chat if you can hear this. Can you hear that, please? You can hear that. It's not a video, it's a soundbite. Turns out Hank the Tank wasn't a one bear crime spree. He had accomplices. And thanks to DNA evidence clearing his name, Hank won't be killed or moved to a sanctuary. Earlier, officials with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife said that the 500-pound bear was the culprit in more than 24 home break-ins around South Lake Tahoe, California, adding that he was responsible for 152 reports of conflict behavior. On Thursday, however, they said Hank wasn't the only one responsible for the crimes. According to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, DNA samples show that at least 2 other bears have broken into homes in the area. Quote, identifying bears simply by their visible physical characteristics can lead to misidentifying bears and therefore confusing management efforts, CDFW officials said in a statement. The genetic information gleaned from our efforts in South Lake Tahoe area will assist the CDFW by expanding its database of bear genetics and hopefully preventing future misidentification of bears. And given the new evidence, officials say they're no longer planning to euthanize Hank if captured. Instead, wildlife experts say their plan is to, quote, trap, tag, and work to relocate
habituated bears. All of these efforts are focused on keeping residents safe and enabling safe and healthy conditions for the bears, the agency said. Hank is severely food habituated, and that means simply Hank has lost fear of people and is associating people with access to food. And Hank's fame quickly increased as his story was shared across dozens of news outlets over the last few days. And South Lake Tahoe police are fed up with residents calling the department about Hank, sharing their opinions on how officials should handle him. On Wednesday, the department posted a message to residents on Facebook urging them to stop calling the department about the bear. Quote, "It's time to talk. Please stop calling South Lake Tahoe police to give your opinions about Hank," the department wrote. The South Lake Tahoe Police Department does not have a say in where Hank lands. Our local wildlife agencies are working together to find the best option for Hank. The Bear League, a local nonprofit that aims to protect bears, expressed its relief of Hank not being euthanized. Quote, "Hank no longer has a death sentence hanging over him, and he is no longer going to have his freedom taken away from him by sending him to a sanctuary," the nonprofit wrote in a post. "We fully support this decision and are grateful for the investigation into the truth that was taken seriously by the experts within the California Department of Fish and Wildlife," the post adds. The bear has used its immense size and strength to break in through doors, front doors, side doors, and garage doors over roughly the past 7 months, the agency said. Long live Hank the Tank. And there you have it. After many moons of trying to fix a problem that should have never existed, and still, who knows if it still is. There you go. Hank has been let off death row. Congratulations, Hank. That's really awesome. That's great. I am very happy that he will get to survive and live the rest of his days, hopefully in harmony. But I mean, you build. Here's a problem. So what happens is you build homes in the middle of like the forest. You turn it into like a little foresty town, and then you expect bears to not do bear things. They say it's not normal for a bear to do something like that, but if you've ever been hungry in your life and you knew where food was, and you're not a human and you don't have thumbs, you're going to go and break in for the food, right? That's what's going to happen. It's not that complicated. Don't you get why he does it? Yeah, I get it, And you want to live in the woods, you're going to have to deal with bears. You want to live in wooded areas, you're going to have to deal with bears. It's weird. Yes, a nice happy ending for Hank the Tank. The other day, moving on to our quote unquote main topic. The other day I was watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Don't ask me why. It was just on TV. And it's not a very good movie. And everybody says it's a good movie. And it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. None of them. I don't even know if it's called Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory or Charlie in the Chocolate Factory or whatever. I'm not sure exactly the name of the movie because I've heard it called a million different things. And basically you have, this like poor kid who lives with his folks and grandpa and whoever else lives in that rat hole that they call an apartment. And I start and I'm watching it and I've seen it probably 20 times. And it was like, you know, I don't know. I've never liked it. It was always creepy. It was always weird. It just always felt just kind of gross when you were watching it. You were just kind of like, uh, you know, it's just weird. It's just an odd movie, and whoever the director of the movie was is probably on acid. Um, it's just not. Anyway, the moral of the story, I don't really even care about. The movie itself sucks, but I'll tell you what. I have a major problem with Grandpa Joe. Grandpa Joe in the movie is a scumbag. He's lazy. He's a liar. He's a fake. He's a grifter and a turd head. And I don't like him. So Charlie somehow manages to get up enough money to buy himself a candy bar. Like everybody's buying, boatloads of the candy bars and going through them one by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, by one. And Charlie somehow manages. I don't even remember how he got it. If he found if he found a coin in the gutter or some very demeaning way of being able to get his chocolate bar. And he gets the chocolate bar and he opens it. And he's got a golden ticket. And oh man, as soon as he gets that golden ticket, he's off. Boom. He runs home. He wants to tell everybody. And for some reason, he wants to tell Grandpa Joe. And all of a sudden, Grandpa Joe, when he gets home, he's sitting there in bed. He's in his pajamas. He hasn't left the house in 20 years. He's just there being served food by women that are working at a laundromat, like quadruple shifts at the laundromat. And he's just sitting there complaining, being a whatever he is. He's just there. And people are waiting on him hand and foot. And he's disgusting. But old Charlie comes through that door and he's got a golden ticket. And all of a sudden, Grandpa Joe can feel his legs. All of a sudden, Grandpa Joe is feeling fine. He stands up. He starts doing cartwheels. Come on, Charlie. We're going to the chocolate factory. And I don't even think Charlie ever even invited him. I don't think Charlie ever invited Mr. Grandpa Joe. And if you got a Grandpa Joe, no offense, but I mean, you're getting what you're paying for with a Grandpa Joe. Grandpa Joe is Grandpa Joe. All right. And so Grandpa Joe all of a sudden can run marathons. He's all of a sudden a triathlete, an Olympian. He climbs. Now he can climb Mount Everest. And he was, Melissa, dancing all willy-nilly, all Willy Wonka nilly. It's adrenaline. It makes you superhuman. It's called faking it. It makes you a liar. And so, he's just like, blah, 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 blah. And I don't even understand it. But even at one point, he infers that the reason that he hasn't set foot on the floor is because it's too cold.
Grandpa Joe.
As soon as I get my strength back, I'm going to get out of this bed and help him.
Dad, in all the years you've been saying you're going to get out of that bed, I've yet to see you set foot on the floor.
Maybe if the floor wasn't so cold.
Okay, so he's I mean, this is what, like 1932 or something like that, and he's complaining that the dude, go to work and make money for a carpet. It's unbelievable. This man wants to be taken care of. And he is just a lazy weirdo along for the ride. He wants Charlie's fame. He wants Charlie's fame and he's after it. He's not grateful that people are taking care of him. He's not grateful that people are serving him food. He's not grateful that he has a place to sleep. He's not grateful for anything. He's just a turd. And everybody's kind of got to put up with him. Because he's not a grateful man. He's just not. But as soon as Charlie gets something good in his life, Grandpa wants to ruin it like everything else. He brings everybody down. How's he going to buy slippers? He doesn't have any money. You're a turd, Grandpa Joe. He's not happy with having loved ones around him that care for him, which he doesn't deserve because he sucks. He's not happy with a roof over his head that he doesn't contribute to. He's happy to be fed with food that he doesn't buy or make. He's not happy. And he's upset that the ground is cold. But as soon as Charlie gets his golden ticket, oh boy, there we go. Couldn't let Charlie have his moment. Charlie could have gone with his mother or one of the other 7 people in that house that worked in the laundromat. But Grandpa Joe basically tells everybody, nah, none of you are going. This is my time. You guys go work your triple shift at the laundromat so you can make my dinner and get me slippers when I want. And so Grandpa Joe, being the pile of crap that he is, somehow finagles his way onto Charlie's dream trip to the creepy factory, bossing people around, telling them what to do. He has no moral authority. He sucks. I don't know if I've mentioned that. He's just that old, grumpy, nothing's going my way until something good happens to somebody else, and then he gets in on it. He is not happy with the things that he's given. The guy has a family that waits on him hand and foot. The guy has food that is brought to him. He has people that care about him. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's bothersome. Yeah, that's funny. A lot of people seem to be on Grandpa Joe's side. Am I wrong there? I don't know how you could be. Listen to what he says.
Grandpa Joe.
As soon as I get my strength back, I'm going to get out of this bed and help him.
Dad, in all the years you've been saying you're going to get out of that bed, I've yet to see you set foot on the floor.
Maybe if the floor wasn't so cold.
You want to know how Grandpa Joe was paying for his tobacco? The other people in that house. The other people in that house. Peyton has no control over that. Somebody said, Josh, no, I'm done. No, don't go. Please stay. Joe, you trash, bro. That's true. That's true. And I think that Grandpa Joe, so on top of everything else that Grandpa Joe is, lazy, inconsiderate, rude, a grifter, you know, he's a liar on top of that. Yeah, I said it. Grandpa Joe's a liar. He's a liar. There's no way that that man could get up from his bed like that after not walking for 20 years. I don't even want to know where he goes to the bathroom at, but she literally told him that she hadn't seen his feet on the floor in 20 years. That, if that's true, that's bothersome by a long margin. But he's just a big liar. Grandpa Joe is an ungrateful old man. He sucks. He's terrible. He bothers me in a big way. How could he even walk? I don't know how he could walk through, but he can. Compared to the look, the YouTube streets have their problem. There's no doubt about that. But if you're telling me that there's a YouTuber out there that has laid in bed for 20 years while his whole family takes care of him, oh, man, there might be a couple of those. Moving on now. I think that I like this right here. He'd have no muscle mass, and that's a lot of sponge bath for all four of them in that bed. But at least Joe got the rest of them. But look, man, I don't know. My opinion is only this is the best breakdown of Chocolate Factory ever. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. This is about Grandpa Joe. This grumpy, crotchety, old, ungrateful man who is only in life for the thrills and not doing he's a liar, okay? And then as I sit and I think about this, and obviously I get that it's a movie and I get that Grandpa Joe's a fictional character, but there are a lot of Grandpa Joes around. And they don't even have to be a grandpa or a Joe or a man. There's just a lot of Grandpa Joes. There's a lot of unappreciative humans in the world. Grandpa Joe is just one major extreme example. Not only is he an ungrateful human, he's just downright disgusting. And as you look at all the unrest in the world today, and that we think that our lives are so bad, and some of them are bad, no doubt. And there's always that saying that I don't really enjoy, because if you think about it, people always say, well, it could be worse. So it could be worse, but it could be better. It could be better. Nobody ever says that. Oh, it could be worse. Well, it could be better. That's what I say when somebody says it could be worse. Could it? You're probably right. It could be worse, but it's bad enough, so it could be better. And it could be better, and it's not. At this point, it's not better, but it could be. But then you want to take inventory of all the things that you can actually be grateful for. Being grateful for life and freedom and your loved ones, that you're here another day. We take a lot of these things for granted. Grandpa Joe wasted 20 years of his life sitting in bed waiting for somebody to find a stupid golden ticket to go to a stupid chocolate factory instead of getting up and scrubbing the floors that were too cold for him. And I think that when somebody like Charlie has somebody like Grandpa Joe to look up to, well, let's just hope that Charlie doesn't turn out to be a lying scumbag. These things are generational. They're taught. Nobody is born a certain way. Are people have predispositions? Sure. But nobody just is born one day just being, an absolute trash bag. It takes a little time and a little effort. You got to actually you got to cater it. You got to feed that weirdness. And then you turn laziness and pathological lying and not respecting people. Grandpa Joe don't respect anybody. Grandpa Joe respects Grandpa Joe. Grandpa Joe respects Grandpa Joe. And I think that look, I'm as guilty of this as anybody. Not being satisfied, not being happy with your current situation and keep on. And a lot of it has helped me in life. A lot of it has helped me in life to overcome things and advance my careers or ambitions or dreams. Never being satisfied, never being happy about, being mediocre or whatever, has done wonders for me, but it also it bleeds over into my life in general. It makes me discontent with a lot of things when I should be able to be appreciative of those things, and I'm not, because they're not where I want them to be. But instead of appreciating them for what they are, and while I'm trying to make those situations better, I don't necessarily appreciate certain things that I should. And that's just my fault. That's nobody else's fault. That's on me. I'm no Grandpa Joe. I'm no Grandpa Joe. Absolutely. I mean, we go around and in pity for ourselves a lot of the time, whining about what we could have been or could have had or could have done. And we sit in bed for 20 years and blame other people for our problems and say the floor is too cold and the soup's too hot. It doesn't taste good enough. There's so many different things that we could be grateful for. The fact of the matter is, everybody lives, everybody dies. And you have a short amount of time to leave an impression on the world, to leave a legacy, to set your children up in a way that they can be respected and respectful along the way. Teach them to be grateful for what they have. There's nobody in the world more guilty of spoiling children than I have, or than I am. I am the most guilty. Not proud of that. It's not my children's fault. It was my fault. And sometimes I regret certain things, and but to be 100% honest, I have great kids. I'm proud of the way that they've turned out and are turning out. But hindsight is 2020. You wish you did this different. You wish you'd done that different. And you hold on to those things instead of letting go and trying to move forward and be a better person. That happens to me a lot. I'm not going to deny that. Grandpa Joe is the epitome of what you don't want to be like in life. Nobody's perfect, but nobody's that messed up. Grandpa Joe could walk just fine. He knew it. Grandpa Joe was just lazy. People think that success is something that happens fast. Very rarely do people catch big breaks overnight. It's not really how that works. You can make a lot of money by hard work. You don't have to fall into a position of whatever you would call it, where just luck. You don't fall backwards into a Fortune 500 job overnight, do you? No. You work your way up. And not being satisfied with your current position is fine. I heard just the other day a couple people that I know, their brother and sister, they work at the same place. The brother had worked there much longer than the sister, but the sister comes in, it's a sales job position, and she outsells him. And he's upset. You're the reason that I'm not making sales anymore. You're the reason that I don't get the customers that I got. You're the reason my life is this. You're the reason my life is that. Instead of, well, dude, go fix it. Go do something else. Nobody's stopping you from being successful but yourself and your attitude. That's your problem, not your sister's problem. He literally, you come in here and you take over this and you take over that. Oh, shut up. Go somewhere else and do something. Take the responsibility, take the challenge, take the responsibility and thrive. Back in the day, early 2000s, USC football was a powerhouse. I mean, they were winning championship after championship. The University of Southern California, the Trojans. And they were recruiting, the most top level athletes across the United States. And so you could very well have two top quarterbacks in the entire nation fighting for a job. And the first unit was just as good as the second unit, and they played against each other every day. And what the coach said was, your spot here is not guaranteed. You have to earn it week by week. If somebody outperforms you, then you're going to have to get better the next week. And you had these top collegiate athletes week by week fighting for spots. No spot was guaranteed all the way to the quarterback. And the competition, the challenge is what made them perform. They had the deepest in all of the land. They had the deepest talent. And they had to fight every single week to perform. And I always found that interesting. Yes, Grandpa Joe sucks. There's no doubt about it. Have a good night. Show me in the Bible where the Sabbath was changed to Sunday. I don't really care. That's the thing. I think I even mentioned this too. I don't want to debate about that. Who cares? I told him. I told you too. I told you that somebody would bring that up. That's just how it goes. Happy Sabbath, brother. Happy Sabbath. Yeah. But anyway, it's really all about just it's less about being grateful and more about continuing to work. Thank you for being the voice of reason. Willy Wonka is still my favorite movie. Enjoy. Grandpa Joe sucks, but thank you. I appreciate that. Sandra Lee, thank you for the super chat as well. Very appreciated. Yes, Grandpa Joe does suck. Get off my property. Happy Sabbath. Show me in the Bible where it says that the Sabbath was changed to Sunday. I don't know. Doesn't it say that God rested on the seventh day? I don't know. Leave me alone. Kill me with that. What day is the Sabbath? I don't know. Do you keep it holy? Probably not. Do you even know how long Rosh Hashanah is? 72 days. I don't know. It's a little much, all right? And I'm going to keep saying the Happy Sabbath joke for as long as I want to. I'm cranky today. This is me cranky. This is me telling you, look, dude, I'm a cranky one. Why I am, I don't know. I just am. Every day is the Sabbath. There you go. It's the whole point. Every day is sacred. The tree is sacred. Hank the Tank is sacred. Yes, he is. Yes, day 7 rest. That's what I thought. I mean, come on, mister. Like, that's a little, like, I'm not that cranky. How is this cranky? I'm assertive. That's different. Being assertive, I got a point to make. I'm going to make the point, you know? That's not cranky, but yeah, that's what I thought, Angel Wings. I appreciate you saying that. But I don't even think I'm being cranky. I'm not. It's not cranky. It's just I got a point to make. Grandpa Joe made me mad. The Sabbath, the day of rest. No, I'm not. I'm not a little sooky. It's just not. No. Watching from my TV, but I had to jump on and say I absolutely love you, Josh. You always bring it. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. I I appreciate your chat for supporting me during a tense time personally. And Willy Wonka still rocks. Look, it's not Willy Wonka that I have the problem with. So that's where this is going to get twisted. And I can already see the comments. They're going to be like, you don't like Willy Wonka and the child? No, I don't. I don't. And you know why I don't? Because Grandpa freaking Joe.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
And Grandpa Joe drives me nuts. I don't like him. He ruined the whole movie for me. I'm not a darn theologian. Neither am I. Mama She, thank you so much for the super sticker. Very appreciated. Creepy movie, hated it. I agree. Yeah, I watched it 20 times because I didn't have to, and that's all they ever put on. In second grade, my teacher was obsessed with Willy Wonka. It drove me nuts. We had to watch that crap all the time. And then there was one movie that I really, really, really hated. It was called Fantasia. I don't know if you ever sat through Fantasia, but it had a soul altering effect. That wasn't art to me. That was scared. It was scared. Does anybody remember Fantasia? They used to play that all the time. Fantasia. And it was just like an acid trip in second grade without taking any drugs. It was like preparing your mind to be just Fantasia was not a good movie. It's weird, right? There's another weird one. Bed nods and broomsticks and Cinderella, or not Cinderella. Mary Poppins was weird. She was hot, but she was weird. And they throw these little old things in from the past when the chimney sweepers, the kids that actually swept the chimneys were like, it had to be banned kids crawling down in chimneys back then because they would die like at like 13. They'd start them when they're like 4 because they'd fit down chimneys like it was nothing. And yeah, it was just, it was a weird time. Alice in Wonderland, the original Alice in Wonderland, is one of the craziest things you'll ever see. You go back and you go, and you go, oh man, like what a crazy movie that is. And it was crazy. I hear circus music. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Melissa says they cut the head off a chicken in the tunnel. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I will never look at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory the same. Grandpa Joe, the movie itself, like, I just don't like the movie. It's whatever. That's fine. Grandpa Joe, don't look at him the same. He's not a good dude. They tried to make him the hero. Oh, Charlie. Everybody was trying to steal from Willy Wonka. He invited a bunch of kleptos to his stupid factory. You don't invite a bunch of kids to a factory and expect them not to get in trouble. That's why they're factories. They're places of work. Don't even get me started on Oompa Loompas. I'm not talking about Oompa Loompas. I promise you, I will not go down that road. I don't want to talk about Oompa Loompas. But I do kind of want to talk about Oompa Loompas. All right, let's talk about Oompa Loompas. What in the world were those things? What did they get paid? Did they get W-2s? Did they? Where did he find these rare genetic creatures that all they wanted to do was work for free? Here we go.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
You did it to me. Oompa doompa doopity doo. And then he'd like kill, they would like kill the kids or whatever. I've got another puzzle for you. And then Veruca saw, I want it now. And then they would come in there and they'd be like, oh, you did a no. It's time, it's time to take out the trash. So basically, they worked for this Willy Wonka character for free, and they would kill him. They would kill the kids or whatever. Yeah, they made the kids disappear. Like, come on, that's weird, right? I don't know if they killed them, but nobody cared about Veruca though. Like, she had it coming because she was just, and her dad was just pathetic. Yeah. Just a really, and like that chocolate river, I don't know what that was all about. What about the dark crystal? I don't remember the dark crystal. Yeah, exactly. Anna, you're so right here. Like, he was poisoning candy. Oompa, doompa, doompa dee doo. Yeah, he wouldn't stop drinking out of the chocolate river, and then the Oompa Loompas came and disappeared him. That doesn't make any sense. What are dark crystals? I've never seen dark crystals, I don't think. Those creatures and they're open. Yeah, I. Yeah, Goonies is fun. I don't know, man. Sometimes I think that people, I'll just say this. We're off. Look, we're in uncharted territory right now. I'm past my plan. I, we're on Union time now. When people say things like, do you like the Goonies? I feel as though, I guess I like the movie, but I also feel as though like I have to say yes because it's the popular thing to do. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not that good of a movie. Is it? I mean, it's good. It's funny. It's fine. But it wasn't that great, was it? I am saying how I feel. People say, "Oh, please tell me you like this movie." Well, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Yeah, I watched it. It was entertaining. I don't think it's one of the greatest movies ever, like people would say. I also don't think Forrest Gump is one of the greatest movies. I thought Forrest Gump was, it was entertaining, but people embellish. People embellish. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't. It's like it sucks, but it doesn't. There's not that many 80s movies that are good. E.T. is a great movie. Look, E.T. was an experience. Don't ask me about Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to answer that question. Don't get me started on Lord of the Rings. Okay, so Lord of the Rings is just a mythical Middle Earth story that makes no sense and doesn't have to, because, and don't tell me that you understand it over the 17 movies that they did, because it doesn't make any sense. None of it jives together. It doesn't have to. And all they do is walk and walk, and then they step in, like somebody steps in a hole and breaks their ankle or whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. It's not that good. It was all right. So many more that were better. E.T. was good. Let's see. The Outsiders. Yeah. Yeah, the whole dragon stuff, and I'm not a dragon guy. Like that's one thing. You can miss me with the dragon. I don't like dragons. I don't believe dragons are real. I don't believe dragons were ever real. Jurassic Park, now you're speaking my love language. Now that's a movie. A great movie. 1 and 2 are really good. 3, but Jeff Goldblum is just like the man. We've talked about Goldblum before. Jeff Goldblum is one of my favorites. And now we're just throwing out. Yeah, Happy Gilmore. See, Happy Gilmore is a rare exception. Everybody will probably say that they like Happy Gilmore for good reason. I mean, it's a funny movie. It's a hilarious movie, actually. But yeah, right, Lulu. It is more nostalgic for you. I get that. Having warm feelings of childhood and associating that with a movie is understandable, but that doesn't mean the movie's good. It just means that you watched it when you were younger and it reminds you of a better time, I guess. Or not even a better time, just a fond time. Uh you know. Okay, so here we go again. Stand By Me. Good movie. It's a good movie. I'm not going to say it's not. Jerry O'Connell was fat. That was my favorite part. Good movie. It's fine. Totally, yeah. I don't know if it's an all-time great, but it's a good movie. Annie. Yeah, Annie's good, I guess. Yeah. Well, now we're talking yes, To Kill a Mockingbird. Not just a great book, but a great movie with a great message. And then it had one of the best actors. I always forget his name. Really old. John Carter. Yeah. I don't know why we're talking about movies. I don't know how this happened. Like I said, we're on union time now. Overboard? No. Sandlot, yeah, and I'm a fan of baseball, so I put a little bit more stock into like those classic movies, but I do like them. Yeah, absolutely, I do. Well, I don't know what happens on Union Time. I'm not really sure. We're just once an hour really hits on this, like the wheels really start to come off because I plan it for an hour. Nothing that I'm talking about now is planned. It's just me rambling and giving you my opinions, to where some people will like them and some people will throw darts at me for them. And it will follow me the rest of my days on YouTube, that I don't like Willy Wonka, or that I don't like Lord of the Rings, or that I don't like dragons. And I'm out here just telling you my my cynical views on movies. That's what's happening. That's really what, there's nothing like, it's just, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm doing it. I love dinosaurs. That's true. I do. Look, Star Wars too. Like, it's just Star Wars, Spider-Man, all the trilogies of anything. Like, I don't know, man. I like movies. It's just I don't like. I'm not obsessed with like it's, you know, union time. It's time and a half. Go get some chocolate, dude. Karen, thank you so much for that. I don't know what union time is. I do despise Grandpa Joe. Um, yeah, I don't know. Star Wars, like, I don't know, man. I don't want to say anything about Star Wars. Free Willy was a good movie. The reason Free Willy is a good, one of the reasons that Free Willy is a great movie, is because what they do to those orcas is criminal, and it needs to be addressed. It's never been a, they shouldn't be. Yeah, union time is Otis time. Although Otis, I want to tell you, Otis now is fully potty trained. He's went his third day without pottying in the house at all. He now goes out the back door, does his thing, comes back in like a maniac, loves going in and out the dog door now. Once I bowled him through it a couple of times, he was like, dude, I didn't know that I could run out here whenever I want. Watch this. And then he just flies out there now, man. So the power of Christ compelled him when he ate my grandmother's Bible, which was funny in a non-funny way, because I think it cured him. Like, I think it actually cured him. And I think it was a sacrifice worth, uh, I think that's a sacrifice that like needed to happen. Don't tell my grandma, but I'm kind of glad that Otis ate her Bible. Is that a bad thing to say? I'm sorry that he did it, but but I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. He's forever changed. He is forever changed. I'm telling you, from the day that he opened up the scripture and ate the pages out of the Bible and gutted them and passed them through his system, I believe the Holy Ghost encompassed that young creature, and there was an exorcism. There's something to it. I'm telling you. Divine intervention happens, people. I prayed every night going to bed. Please don't. I don't want to clean up any more pee and crap. I'm tired of my house. I can't do it. God, can I give them back to you? No, Josh, you have to keep them. Okay, I'll keep them. God, it's just so rough. I don't. You must clean up the dog pee and poop. And then I go, okay, I'll do it. But I was willing to hike him up the mountain, Abraham style. But one day, out of the blue. It was a Sunday. And he was so drawn to this Bible. And that's the thing. He doesn't even eat paper. He shreds it, but he doesn't eat it. He ate a lot of that Bible that day. I say a lot of it. He got through. I think he got through both of First and Second John, and I think he started on Corinthians. And I believe that the power of Christ did compel him that day. And now he's a holy dog. He's a holy dog he ate it on Sunday. It is the bread of life. I'm not, look, I'm telling you right now, the Holy Otis is right. Let's, I'll share this with you too. I'm a little concerned as though he didn't get to Revelations. And I think he really needs to read the whole Bible. Now, I'm not suggesting that I'm going to feed my dog any more Bibles. That's not going to happen. It was divine intervention. He did it on his own, and I'm happy that he did. What I mean by happy is I'm happy he's a changed dog. And that my grandma sacrificed her Bible that was given to her by the pastor after her husband died. I know that sounds terrible. That's why I said it fast. I'm going to move right through it. I'm happy that something happened to where Otis has now accepted responsibility for his actions, because he's kind of a turd as well, but he's not anymore. He's like a changed dog. Like a changed dog. He's something. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Ate it on Sunday, pooped it on Monday. Yeah. I don't know. I hope so. Grandma, if you're watching this, I love you. She didn't watch this. She didn't watch this. Jesus, nothing else going on. I don't know what that means. Yeah, she's good stuff. She is good stuff. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for the super chat, super stickers. It's fun hanging out, just talking a little bit. I enjoyed it. April 14th, he has his little snipperoos. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. This has been The Lab. Well, kinda. It's been something. I've enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, guys.